What is happening, everybody? I hope you're all well, and welcome on back to Dragon Age Inquisition. As always, if you're new here or haven't yet, please do subscribe, leave a like and a comment, and of course, if you want to catch up on the rest of the Let's Play so far, go ahead and check the description below, the whole series down there in order for everybody. So, we are going to get going on some new stuff, but first, we have to check how everybody did on our war table ops. We're going to investigate Corypheus's minion today, the Calpernia quest we've had sitting here for quite a while. That's going to open some new operations, and then I think either next episode or the one after that, I'm probably going to go do Wicked Eyes and Wicked Hearts, because this is going to unlock a bunch of new war table ops, and we're pretty much done at this point. I would like to save Emprise de Leon and the Emerald Graves and also this place for after we do Wicked Eyes and Wicked Hearts, to give us time to do all the war table ops that are associated with that. So we have 3 locations to do in the base game left, and then we have the 2 DLCs on this side, with the Frostback Basin and the Disaster in the Deep Roads. But before we do any of that, we gotta take a look at some of this stuff. So, the good works of Sir Ruth. Sir Ruth was cited in a number of communities at the border of our influence, and apparently inspired a number of recruits to our cause. She then disappeared north, near suspected Venatori holdouts. We have not had confirmation of her survival. Cullen. I hope she did survive. I wonder if we can look to any of that. Arcanist Dagnar was supplied with remnants of exposures to the Rift and the Fade, and she has done something. It is perhaps best to contain her efforts to the Undercroft from now on. This little picture of her. That's fun. Oh, we had something on the Orlesian side that had finished too, right? An offer of help on their terms. Our soldiers report that they passed through the tunnel without incident and surprised a sizable Venatori encampment. After the battle, they had to find a different route back because the tunnel had been collapsed. They found this letter. Liliana. A letter on dark vellum with obviously dwarven markings. You follow instructions well. Respect of our territory is the first step. We shall see. Binthus Warhelm Kal Shirak, and this aim in Module 3 is for Bianca, so we got a little upgrade for Varric there. Let us take care of the Hardened Hightown trouble in Skyhold. This has been sitting, waiting to go for a while. Copies of Hardened Hightown and Hardened Hightown 3. The repuncheoning sit side by side on the table along with a note. Nightingale found several similarities to events in Varric's book, but all are slightly off. Dead magistrate was not in his home. Man found murdered in locked room was a comte, not magistrate. Executors did not send warning note directly to Donnan. Obviously, object of plot is Sword of Asarian, not a Penny Dreadful author. Close look at the rip-off book shows numerous grammatical and spelling errors that seemed random at first, but ciphers believe might contain coded information. Killer and author are clearly linked. Either the murder investigation or the code might lead us to a target. Scrivener. Someone got in and out of Skyhold without being seen. The cipher in the book might lead us to them. We should follow up on the murder investigation. The book is just a work of fiction. I think I would like Liliana to look into that. We could follow up on the murder investigation all we like, but if the source of the murders is coming from the book, that'll solve the murder investigation for us. We'll send Liliana for this. Claim Grey Warden caches. Inquisitor, per information gleaned from the wreckage of Adamant Fortress, the Inquisition has learned of a cache of Grey Warden supplies hidden not far away. They place such supplies to aid those fighting large numbers of Darkspawn without reinforcement. The Inquisition could make good use of them. Commander Cullen. The area is dangerous. We'll need a heavily armed force to reach the supply cache. And that takes 4 hours. I got no problem sending them to take care of that. I think that just leaves Josephine left over that needs something to do. So, this seems like it would be up your alley. Support from Navarra. A letter delivered to Skyhold. First, allow me to compliment the Inquisition's many victories on behalf of the Forsythia family. While southern Thedas has seen the worst of it, we recognize that recent tragedies concern us all. Your Inquisitor's work in sealing the rifts and stabilizing the south has lessened troubles here as well. Forsythia House would lend its support to the Inquisition. We would be happy to meet with your representatives to make it official. Tyrion Veneto, on behalf of Her Grace, Duchess Amalia. A missive from Josephine follows this letter. The Forsythias are one of the great noble houses in Navarra. While other noble families are divided between those who support the Pentagast line and those who would see new blood on the throne, the The Forsythias have remained politically neutral. I doubt the Forsythias' offer is entirely altruistic. There are advantages to aligning with a powerful, far-reaching institution. Nevertheless, accepting their support gives us allies in Navarra without making a significant political statement. Josephine. The Forsythias might be more generous if they knew we had certain information on them. Approach from a position of strength. Send a personal guard with our representative. Let's keep the visit friendly. A few representatives can discuss the form their support will take. We'll send the diplomat on the diplomatic mission, right? That seems like common sense. Of course, Liliana's angle there is to shoot them with blackmail. But I think that would be a misstep, especially on like a first contact situation. What's that inventory slots looking like? 47, that's fine. I do have some things to show you, but I'll do that when we get to Barrio for the mission we're going to be going on today. So Barrio, Under Her Skin is the quest, and it's been a while since I got this, so I will reread it. Much like the Inquisition, Corypheus has invested great time and effort building a trusted inner circle. Calpernia leads the Venatori, and it seems she's been busy. In the search for a particular set of elven ruins, she and her army of Tevinter extremists have taken a keen interest in a merchant named Vicinius. Perhaps finding him would shed more light on Calpernia and her motivations. And I'm fairly sure this quest unlocks a whole gang of War Table Ops too, so... Alright, while we're here, and since I'm literally glowing in the sun to show off, this is our new getup. I did some crafting in between episodes, only for the Inquisitor, but if we take a look, so I made a tier 3 bow, so we're now doing 207 DPS. It has 51 crit chance on it and 20% crit damage. For the armor, I am now using the Helm of the Draska. I bought that from the Hissing Waste Merchant. You guys watched me buy this. That's 8 dexterity, 8% magic, and range defense. And then the code is 24 cunning, 14 dexterity, 16 melee defense, and 19 range defense. And that equates to, statistically, our stats are doing pretty good here now. So for all the way down here, our crit chance is all the way up at 82%, which is fantastic. It doesn't need to go any higher than this, but it will when we unlock some cunning and stuff. But 82 is very strong, considering every attack we do is like 12 pellets. And then our crit damage bonus is 162, which I would like to get higher. The reason why it went up significantly is because I dropped the amulet, or not the amulet, the ring for leaping shot 30% for an extra 20% crit damage. So our rings are giving us plus 40. Then we have the 30% focus gain, so I can have my ultimate more often. And then I'm just getting the amulet of dexterity for plus 10 dex, which just adds more critical damage on top of everything that we're doing. So we should be doing a significant amount more beef now than we were. And I kind of like the red. I might change it eventually if I get sick of looking at the red, but I do like the way that it looks. Vicinius's home's right here, so let's help ourselves. Maybe we'll run into some Venatori since they're looking for this guy too. Give me something to shoot at. Test out my new crit chance. I see red.
What happened here?
And where is the merchant we intended to meet?
Letter to a slaver. Zaga. Cancel that order for more field workers. Get me scribes, library slaves, the smartest you can find. They have to be able to read and write. Former runaways are fine, so long as they were clever about it. This Venatori leader, Calpernia, is paying a fortune for our best and brightest stock. Delivered to her personally. Don't ask me why. One thing, don't send any with brands or whip marks. We had a couple branded slaves in the last shipment. Her people sent the couriers back with burns on their faces. They said Calpernia doesn't take kindly to damaged stock. Strange tick for a magister, but her gold's good enough. Vicinius. So Calpernia is a defender of slaves. From Tevinter, I assume.
By sending her mistreated slaves.
Was that mercy or anger at damaged stock?
She was paying a fortune for literate slaves.
Curious. When she already has an army of Venatori. Unless these slaves were intended for a separate purpose.
You would assume not for sacrifice if she's so upset about them having brands and whip marks, right? Invoice for slaves. Shipment. 14 healthy males. 3 literate, former scribes and bookkeepers set aside for C. That's Calpernia. 5 healthy males, deduct 20 from 1 for missing hand. 10 healthy females, elves. 7 healthy females, human. 2 literate, set aside for C. Payment, 350 sovereigns, paid in full, plus 150 sovereigns, down payment for next month's shipment. A note is scribbled below. Reserve more for next time, lots of demand.
Invoice for a shipment of slaves.
A Tevinter slaver. How novel.
I'm sure you'll be able to gather what is going to happen to them. This is perfect the way that they're all lined up. For me to just keep spamming my mines. Yeah, they're all gonna have a real bad day. Boy. For the level up, gentlemen. Stuck on, there we go. Now I can have my way with this guy. Seems like he's lined up about right for that. If I tried really hard, I might be able to get quite close to being getting 100 crit chance, but I don't think it's necessary. We'll see. I'll try and pay more attention to the way that I'm critting for the rest of this. And Vicinius's remains, so... The slaver has been killed, which is a shame, because I would have done it myself.
That must have been Vicinius.
Unfortunately.
Let's look around.
You would think her penchant for helping slaves would eliminate the ability to use a slaver for something, but the duality of working for a magister, I suppose. Charred notebook. This charred notebook contains accounts, details of shipping routes, cargo manifests, and lists of contacts, all shuffled together. The last entry reads, "Remember, seize people arriving tomorrow to discuss new shipment. Must bring up incident with last courier being branded. Losing profits to keep them quiet. Good customer, but she's bleeding me dry. Ask for compensation. Remember, find bottle of good Ghislaine red for meeting with Inquisitor. Should be memorable." It certainly would have been if I had known you were a slaver during the meeting.
A shattered crystal. Let's find the pieces.
Curious thing. Little red crystals. It's almost like a amulet or something, right?
The crystal's whole again, but hold on.
Lady Calpernia, I had no intention.
I warned you of consequences should the slaves you bring me suffer in your care. Venatori, show him my displeasure.
No! Wait! Wait!
What just happened?
Memory
That speech came
crystals.
from the crystal. Dagna may make something of it.
Yeah, memory crystals. And I guess he delivered more damaged goods, and so she just killed him. I'm very okay with that. It saves me the job. Don't cry over spilled slaver. Something I've held true to for a very, very long time. But yeah, fuck him. Honestly, I might end up agreeing in some ways with one of Corypheus's generals. That's an unfortunate thing. Alright, let's go back to... You know what, before we do, let's take a look at some of these level ups. Let's see how I can improve my lot. What is this? It comes with willpower, which is stamina. Damage and duration of all status effects. Anyone in the party applies. That would be good for poison. It'd add a 10%. If I end up with enough points, I'll go down to that. I was done with this. Where's my poison tree? Here's my poison tree. So your poison curdles the blood of your targets. Enemies that die while poisoned explode in a shower of toxic mist. That gives us an extra 3 dex, which is even more crit damage. And then for my next one, it will be the infected wounds, which I probably should have gotten infected wounds first, but it's fine. We'll definitely hit level 25, I think. Where are we going now? You get your breath back faster than most. When your stamina is very low, it regenerates more quickly, and that's strength. That'll be good for Cass. It'll be good for her to be able to keep using her abilities. For Vivian... When you cast a fire spell, the spell consumes half your current barrier to empower it. The larger the barrier consumed, the greater the bonus to the spell's damage. We can do that, and it gives her like 3 magic too, which is a flat buff. And it'll only take effect when she actually has a barrier in the first place, so... Spirits now protect your allies for a short time, reducing incoming damage and reviving them if they fall unconscious. So if you revive somebody and then they die, they'll get back up with a barrier, and if they die again, then they'll get up again. So that's a good one. So we got to talk to Liliana, then we got to talk to cheeky little Arcanist, that little psychopath that wants to cut pieces off of us. Let's see if you have any thoughts on this whole thing, Liliana.
Your trip to the merchant's home yielded results. Before she became leader of the Venatori, Calpernia was a slave from Minrathous. Even slaves with magic are treated unkindly in Tevinter. If Corypheus freed her, no wonder she follows him.
She's a slave and a mage. That which probably means she is an elf, right? I guess it makes sense why she cares so much about the treatment of slaves, given she was one, but then that also confuses me as to why she would be siding with Corypheus, given Tevinter Imperium and she was a slave there, unless he freed her and so she feels some kind of debt of gratitude.
She must believe freedom will reign under Corypheus.
Perhaps. Calpernia has freed every slave she's purchased. Vicinius tracked his shipments. My agents will investigate. This may lead us to Calpernia's lair. In the meantime, speak to Dagna. The crystal you found on Vicinius fascinates her.
I'm sure it does. Okay, so then we gotta go to Dagna and then no doubt a war table mission, right?
I didn't get the chance to say so earlier, but welcome back to Skyhold. After that terrible journey through the Fade, it must feel good to stand on solid ground again, no?
I'm thankful to be back. No one should enter the Fade physically.
And you've done it twice now. Shall I count you fortunate or unfortunate?
A little bit of both.
I'll leave you to your work.
Yeah, it kind of boggles the mind how you would go from being a slave to working for one of the original Magisters, who entered the Fade physically by executing all of his slaves. Like, you choose to serve that. I mean, I get he freed you, but you could have also just run away after that, right? You didn't have to enter his service like that. Well, we'll see. We'll see what her motivations are. We should probably look into it a little more before we judge completely.
This is an amazing find, Inquisitor. The Shaper in Orzammar had something like it.
Greetings to you too, Dagna.
They preserve voices, or a likeness, memories, you know? You don't know. Doesn't matter. The Venatori cracked it, but here...
These documents you found, Inquisitor, I've made interesting... discoveries.
Have no fear of demons.
But the power will draw them unless you have wards against possession.
Once you have become the vessel, demons will be beneath your concern. Prepare as I have directed.
I shall,
vessel.
Elder One.
Is he feeding her a whole chosen one line to get her to serve?
Sod it. Oh, sorry. The crystal couldn't take anymore. Wasn't meant for this.
The vessel.
Corypheus said Calpernia was going to be a vessel. A vessel for what?
They spoke of power and demons. But Calpernia is already a Magister. Corypheus must have some other plan.
Clearly.
That looked like Corypheus and Calpernia.
It was a memory stored in the crystal.
No.
Your powers of observation
that
are
was
astounding,
vital
Inquisitor.
information. Did you see Calpernia's expression? Their alliance may be less than harmonious.
The crystal showed us Calpernia hasn't bought into Corypheus's myth just yet.
Questioning about demons
No
and things.
Shaper, but I might be able to get it to remember new sounds.
Really? If we hid it among Calpernia's belongings, imagine what we could learn.
Ah, I can split it and keep half here. We could hear her speaking right then. It's not how they're supposed to work, and it'll probably break. As I said, I'm no Shaper.
Inquisitor, Calpernia's Venatori have been digging up elven ruins. Tracking them might lead us to her. If this crystal were placed in a lair, I cannot overstate the value of what we might learn.
Sounds like we have a war table mission to go do then.
Why not attack Calpernia head on?
You attract attention, Inquisitor. Her spies would see you coming. A single agent may slip in and out without notice. This crystal may yield great rewards.
A lot of risk for the agent, but again, we're not getting in within like 100 miles of Corypheus without somebody noticing, right? I'm sure there's spies all around Skyhold,
To turn Calpernia's tools against her.
watching the roads from this place.
Right. If there's a rift growing between Corypheus and Calpernia, we must exploit it.
I'll have the crystal ready soon. I think. Let me find the Quicksilver.
We've already had it proven to us that we can't completely trust the security of Skyhold, right? The Ben Hastrath agents managed to get in and infiltrate the guards to try and kill Iron Bull. The House of Repose managed to get in and infiltrate the cooks to try and kill Josephine. So we're obviously vulnerable here to spies. Any of these people could be a Venatori agent realistically, or even the people that work for us. So it's interesting that Calpernia has been not only freed as a slave, but she's also a magister now, and still, even though she's helping Corypheus, has the wits about her to question the potential threat of demons and things like that. It's not something I would expect to see from a magister, especially not a new one, and definitely not one in the service of Corypheus. Does she not know that he controls, or controlled, rather, at the time we got that quest, he controlled the demon army, so he would have still had the Great Wardens in Heal during the time that was recorded, so maybe she wasn't aware of his demon army if she's so concerned about possession. Hunt Crystal in Venatori headquarters. Unfortunately, this is probably going to be a specifically a Liliana quest, I would imagine. How much time did we have on all of this stuff? That's 3 hours and 40. I think I just put a bunch of very chunky quests in motion, right? Yeah, 218. So, what is this one? I think this one was a lot too, right? Yeah, 251. Okay, so that's gonna take us a long while to get that done. What can we do in the meantime? We could make another quick rounds in Skyhold just to see if anybody has anything for us. We do have to give that amulet to Cole, so I'm gonna go chit-chat to people, and I will edit it forward for when I actually find something to chit-chat about. And we can ask him about Bianca now, again.
Tell me more about Bianca.
I'm not making any promises here. Ask.
Ah, so it's not the one story you'll never tell anymore.
What makes the Merchants Guild such a danger to her?
Well, to be fair, it's more of a danger to me. Technically, we're not supposed to be within 300 leagues of one another. If it got back to the guild that we were seen together, they'd freeze my assets and then have me killed. Maybe not in that order.
How did you find yourself in that position?
What in the world did you do to cause that?
We almost started a clan war. Does it matter? I can't change it now.
How do you know Bianca? The lady. I mean, not the crossbow.
I met her years ago when she still lived in Kirkwall, and I was looking for someone with, mechanical skills. Bianca is, beyond a doubt, the most brilliant smith you'll ever meet. I haven't seen her since she got married and moved to Orlais.
Bianca is married? Somehow I thought the two of you had a history.
Definitely seemed like it.
Family are Kalnas. Surface dwarves, so conservative they don't take a piss without asking the ancestors first. They picked out a smith caste boy for her. Wealthy, respected, has a great anvil collection. The perfect husband. I heard the wedding was lovely. The one Bianca actually showed up for, anyway.
So he wanted to marry her too, and she rejected his proposal to go marry into her family life, which explains the heartbreak and the scorn that he feels. And why he seemed to have that disappointment in her. That, like, when she sealed the door and he was like, "It's fine, don't worry about it," and he walked away, and she almost chased him before she let him go. I guess that disappointment felt so deep because it's not the first time, right? And it also wasn't the first time she just let him go.
All right, tell me the truth. Bianca made your crossbow, didn't she? I mean, it has her name.
It's not that simple. The Carta thinks my Bianca was a freak success by a Carta inventor who could never duplicate it. If they thought anyone else was involved, someone who could make one work, things would be bad. So, I really can't tell the story. I don't want any more blood on my hands.
Though she made the crossbow.
So how long have the two of you been together?
Well, if you want to split hairs, we're not. Usually there's a continent between us at all times.
Yeah, not because of
We
her.
write letters. Now and then we manage to meet up. I don't know if that's together. Shit, it's been what, 15 years? Great. Now I feel old. Thanks.
Hell of a man to spurn, Bianca.
Sure. I'll be here.
That's sure as shit her loss, right?
I need to know more about Corypheus.
Taken his army. He lacks the conventional forces to take Orlais. He must see Orlais destroyed utterly by whatever means possible, not merely thrown into chaos.
Yeah, which is why we're going to be getting on Halam Sharel quite soon. Deal with that before it becomes a bigger problem than it already is.
Corypheus is a figure out of Tevinter history. He was a magister.
Yes, but that was a different time. The Imperium's power was at its peak then. The Civil War had ended. The Magisterium was united, its armies scooping up bits of Thedas like candy. The Magisters who entered the Black City. It was a demonstration of how exceptional Tevinter had become.
But who were they?
No one knows. There's no record of a Magister named Corypheus. All this happened 1400 years ago, before the Blight nearly wiped us out. There are no records. Today, people half believe it's all just a story. That's what I believed.
We went to a war table mission to find out his name. You're telling me that you didn't find out anything about that?
We have evidence the story is very much real.
But not who Corypheus is. If he even remembers. There used to be families who claimed some of those Magisters as their own. That stopped when the Chantry appeared. Then it was shameful, and the families distanced themselves from the tale. All we know is that some men and women entered the Black City looking for the old gods. What did they find? According to Corypheus, nothing. And only he could tell us more.
He obviously... What did he say a while ago? Nobody wants to admit they shit the bed. Obviously all those families would have buried all that stuff extremely deep. Right, so that is where I'm going to wrap the episode up. I will likely split that one into 2 separate episodes for the Calpernia section and then the Cole section. So one of those videos will be missing an outro and the other one will be missing an intro. Anyways, thank you for watching. As always, if you enjoyed the video, don't forget to subscribe, leave a like and a comment on your way out, and I will see you soon when we get wrapped up on these war table missions. Take care, everybody. Have a great day. Peace.